This is Speakers of Idleness. And we're back with part 2 of the Big Fat 2016 review. We're gonna get to the review part at part 3, just so you know. So what we're going to talk about now is the recent Famitsu interview. Then we're going to talk about the FanFest interview. Sorry. The live letter. The reason why we're skipping, or we're changing the order here, is because the Famitsu interview is entirely about Stormblood, so it makes sense. So the interview is not very long, but there are a couple of interesting notes to be made here. So I'm just going to read the question and then the answer. Very, very professionally done. So Famitsu asks, in comparison to Las Vegas, did your state of mind change in any way? This is a very strange question, by the way. Did your state of mind change in any way? Yoshida then answers, the nervousness didn't change, but I was able to give new information for the upcoming expansion Stormblood, which is drawing a lot of attention, so I feel relieved as well. Also, the keynote was in Japan, making me able to give information much more directly, as Japanese is my mother tongue. The audience cheered a lot, so I think we were able to pull it off quite well. By the way, okay, on that note, let's talk about the Japanese audience. Because compare the audience with the Las Vegas audience, and yeah, I mean, there's a world of difference. Like, the Japanese are more quiet. They are more like, I mean, they are very, you know Japan, people. You know Japan. It was just fun to sort of compare those two. So
he has to say that whether they had been, active or not.
Yeah. Okay. So when looking at, this is what red flags for me. When looking at all the information overall, how much were we able to give out today? And his answer is, I would say about a half. Ew.
Oh my.
Sounds like an innocent answer to begin with, but then when you really start to realize, and I talked about it earlier, that I don't feel like we're getting enough information here. And then he says, half?
Diving is half of it.
Diving is like the 2/3 of the budget.
Yeah. We've spent twice the budget of the just for avoid loading times on diving and swimming.
Spent so much time, so much money on making diving possible.
But that's really strange because because he said that's half, and then the interviewer asks, so the other half will be revealed in Frankfurt. And then it says, yes, I think everyone will listen to the reveals with even higher excitement. After experiencing...
So it's only half of the reveals.
Yeah. Well, I guess half of the reveal of the expansion.
If the reveal is really minor or small, then...
After experiencing 3.5, the excitement might raise to a higher level, so many players might have a hard time waiting for Frankfurt. There is a 1-month gap between Tokyo FanFest and patch 3.5, so it will give us good momentum for the Frankfurt FanFest. So either the Frankfurt FanFest is going to be like mind-blowingly massive, like it's going to show us like, I mean, it has like if I can't even talk, like if like that means he only showed a quarter.
Apparently, it's going to be twice as big as the other two. So
is it? Well, according to him, yes. If it's going to show us the rest now.
I think they have to reveal us a lot of footage from we got some class videos from Heavensward, more about the areas and stuff. So I guess we'll be getting a lot of videos, I think.
Yeah.
That might...
He also said that previously that they can't really show us a lot because of spoilers.
Obviously.
So once we've passed like 3.5, and then then the wheels have actually turned properly, and there won't be much left to spoil except for whatever happens in 3.55, which. I mean, there's lore reasons, I guess, to why some of this is being withheld. But I'm still a bit worried.
Yeah.
Let's just hope I'm wrong. Okay, so it's going to talk a little bit more about Red Mage. So the one new job was revealed this time, and Yoshida said, "I think many wanted more information during the Las Vegas festival. So we discussed with the development team and the marketing team to open the Tokyo FanFest keynote with the new job. A lot of the players got excited right from the start by doing so." He was going to reveal the jobs regardless. That's sort of how it goes in the FanFest. I don't know why he said that. Why did you pick Red Mage as the new job? When I became the director-producer for Final Fantasy XIV, I told my team that we have to implement jobs that are true to Final Fantasy. So we returned to those roots. Since 2017 is also the 30th anniversary for Final Fantasy, many players will look back at old jobs. When we looked at the roots of Final Fantasy XIV, we couldn't leave out Red Mage. So we made the decision. We also received a lot of feedback that many players wanted to play Red Mage with Final Fantasy XIV graphics and the battle system, which made our decision very easy. Not much to say that, except for the fact that Red Mage, I think they've decided for Red Mage for a long time ago, seeing as, I mean, we talked about this in an episode 2 years ago. And we talked about Red Mage almost in the same way that he does now. It was revealed that Red Mage uses a rapier and a magic crystal medium. Does the rapier do physical damage? And of course, in true Yoshi-P style, he answers like this. Physical is physical. That's a good question. If I say too much here, I might be in a dangerous position. Well, obviously, we already saw the video footage. He is going to be somewhat physical. He's going to have physical DPS. What some people... Okay. People at Famitsu, listen to me. When you ask questions... Please ask actual questions that no one knows. Because when you ask this question, just everyone listen to this question. Oh, it's so stupid. What equipment slot will the magic crystal medium take? Just everyone guess before Yoshi-P answers. If you thought offhand, I haven't even read the answer, but I'm going to guess it's offhand. Let me read now and see if I fuck up. Oh shit. I'm out! I'm done with this podcast! Bye!
Oh man.
So, can you tell everyone what slot?
The next question was, is Red Mage... Fuck. Okay, wait. Wait, I'm stuck in my own... Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read the answers, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry
This has to come from you.
I'm sorry, Famitsu. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. You were very good at asking this question because it actually answered. This will be my legacy. The weapon will divide into two when drawn, and will connect again when sheathed. So it isn't an offhand weapon. There won't be situations where you will have a rapier without the crystal, so stay assured.
What do you say to Famitsu?
I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. Note to self, please read the material before you start making fun of it. Okay, moving on. Okay, Red Mage, but this is a stupid question. Red Mage is a pure DPS? Yes, it's pure DPS. That's a stupid question, and they showed that at the FanFest. If you... I'm not gonna go there. In what position does it fall when compared to other DPS jobs? Yoshida then answers, it highly depends on how the battles progress and party members. What? Oh yeah, it highly depends on how the battles progress and party members, so it's hard to say. It is the new job, so we want to make it exciting to use for everyone. However, other companies tend to appeal to new release jobs by overpowering them. Stay assured that this won't be the case for Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh.
We will make sure to balance it out with other jobs.
Okay, I will say something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we will find this out once Stormblood is released.
Mm-hmm.
Red Mage is going to be really beautiful, really fun to play, but it will be shit. Worse than Astrologian.
Wow.
It won't be balanced. You'll see.
I just want to say that Orange speaks on behalf of himself and not the podcast right now. But moving on. Some players might have been surprised with the fact that Red Mage will be DPS. I wasn't. Yoshi-P answers. I also have the image of the Red Mage being a hybrid job. Here's the word again. Between Black and White Mage. However, we had to fit it into the Final Fantasy XIV formula. So, just a throwback to the episode we did like 2 years ago. They talked about adding a new role, the hybrid, and it is clear that they have decided to not go that route. So it's finally dead. The hybrid is dead. Let's see. Otherwise, it might turn out as a job that isn't too useful. Final Fantasy XIV is a standalone title in the Final Fantasy series, so while keeping the essential roots of the Red Mage job in general, it will be unique to 14 as well. You will see it as a new type of Red Mage. So if you thought you were getting Final Fantasy XI Red Mage, you're in for a surprise, because they're changing the formula to fit 14. As a new type of Red Mage. We'll discuss everything in a sec.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone's saying that my mic is recording at a very low volume.
Oh, really? You shouldn't. Hello? Talk.
Hello. This is a test.
You're working fine here.
I have a question.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Have Red Mages ever been implemented in different ways in the Final Fantasy universe, or have they always been implemented in a certain way through the whole series of Final Fantasy games?
Make that question harder. I mean,
has there been any in any game that Red Mage has been
up more. Okay, I'll up
very different from the standard Red Mage, apart from Final Fantasy XIV. At least from what we think it's going to be like, from what we've seen and what we've heard.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part of your question because I was fixing your audio. What did you say?
Is there any other game apart from Final Fantasy XIV where the Red Mage standard has been broken?
That depends on what you would set as the Red Mage standard.
Okay, so what is the standard? What is a typical Red Mage in Final Fantasy?
Okay, basically a mage with a rapier. They can do physical, they can do melee damage, they can do white and black magic, but always weaker than a white mage and a black mage. So he's sort of like a middle ground mage and a middle. He's sort of like an all-around it's not it can do pretty much everything, but it can't do everything very well. It sounds like a bad class, but it's a really good class. But
from what we've seen and what we've heard, we think it's going to be a pure DPS job in 14. Has this ever occurred in any other Final Fantasy game for a Red Mage?
Where it's a pure DPS, it's difficult because 14 is 14. It has the classic tank DPS healer thing, and same thing sort of goes for. I mean, it's. Oh God, let's not go there. I'm sure chat knows. Can fill you in on that. If there are anyone with a PhD in Red Mage, please fill the chat because
I also want to make.
I'm gonna get one.
What I said before about Red Mage being not a good class at launch is because I've experienced what what was Astrologian at launch, and it was really the class that I liked the most. But due to it being a bit less efficient than the White Mage and Scholar, I was very upset about it. I've had a lot of arguments with you, Lukile, and more members of our free company.
Yes.
And why do I say it for Red Mage? It's because they are adding like new mechanics. Like, we don't have a class where you fight melee and at a range at the same time with the same class. So I think they will. There have been troubles in when making the skills and mechanics, so they will have to balance them. And yeah, that's only my opinion. I'm pretty sure it will going to be not as good as the other ones, but we'll see.
Don't you think they've learned though from Heavensward? Like,
well, you cannot test a class until you.
Until it's out. But I'm sure they have test teams, and I'm not saying
obviously.
I feel like if they're only giving us two jobs, they have put a lot more work into those two jobs.
Yeah.
Well, I cannot deny that, but
balancing will take time.
You've remade the battle system as a whole, and you're making a new class with new mechanics. You cannot be sure that class is going to be balanced compared to the other ones.
True.
That's my opinion. I'm going to love it. It will be a really fun class to play, but I'm pretty sure it will be worse than the other ones.
It has to be, like, all classes that are added has to be patched, because players will play differently than the devs anticipate, and thus comes the balance.
But Dark Knight hasn't been balanced yet in PvE. I'm pretty sure about that. They changed the AoE to earn enmity, but I don't know how it's called, the Unleashed, to bind players on PvP.
Really? I thought they've made they didn't make massive changes, but they made some changes to Dark Knight. I mean, Dark Knight is not a bad class though. It's a different class.
It's very good.
It's just a different play style, I guess.
By the way, I have a question.
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to be possible? This is way off topic, but it actually has a point. Isn't it supposed to be possible to bring the squadrons into dungeons, right?
We're going to talk about that later, but because then it will be AI that will be controlling the jobs. So one way to test if it's balanced, apart from having a test team, is actually to have an AI for each job, and then see if the AI is balanced, if you know what I mean.
AI is really bad at the...
Yeah, I know. But
look at the
at least you get some pointers.
Okay, let's not talk about AI testing balance. Anyway, last part of the interview.
I was just talking about if Red Mage is balanced according to the other DPS classes.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know how they balance it, but players always play differently, like from what devs
obviously.
believe. So, and an AI will probably not be able to.
But an AI is supposed to be as good as possible, but
yeah. Well, it's Square Enix.
How good the AI is, obviously, but yeah.
Okay, what kind of magic do you plan to use as red magic? By the way, red magic is white and black magic. They said so in the preview. It's a bit early to reveal. We're still at the stage of trial and error, so I think we'll be able to give you more concrete information in April and May. So, they said that red magic is white and black magic, just like the traditional red mage. But in traditional red mage, uses the exact same skills as a white and black mage. Like, for instance, Cure 2, Cure 3. I don't know whether they can't get Cure 3. I guess they can get Cure and you know, the... Like, how they're gonna have to make either the same skills for Red Mage, like the classic Red Mage, or they will have to make new skills. Like, they probably will do that, though. They probably... If they just reskin, or just give us, like, Cure and Asuna and Fire 1... Blizzard 1, like, that would be very sad, and I don't think they're going to do that, but that is how the traditional red mage usually operates. But he said that they were going to make it different from that, so We'll just have to wait and see. So the next part, moving quietly along here. Then it wasn't so quiet because I messed up my papers. The live letter during FanFest did reveal some interesting stuff. Wait, I have to check our audio, by the way. But he said that they're... Oh, hold on. Different from that? So... Okay. If the audio is still bad, let me know. It might just be my headset that is fucked up. Okay, so we know that patch 3.5 is going to be called The Far Edge of Fate. And it's going to be released on Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. And part 2 releasing in March of 2017. That is not set quite yet. They're not entirely sure, I think. At least last time they talked about it, they said that they might move it closer to release. So that the wait wouldn't be too big from 3.55 to 4.0. Because they did this in 2.55, and we had to wait 2 or 3 months for Heavensward, and that was like a massive gap of time where we were just left on a cliffhanger and didn't know what was going on, and then the expansion. So they wanted to possibly move this closer to release. So the only set date here is Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. And the logo for the patch is like this. And what can we tell from this?
In the middle there.
Yeah, Tupsimari in the middle. We've already sort of analyzed this picture before, so we'll have to do this real quick. And Papalimo and Ida on the bottom there. Ida's still wearing the mask, obviously.
Papalimo has a scary face. I mean,
he has a brave face.
Yes. Okay.
Like, I'm going to do something really, really bad.
Orange is convinced that Papalimo is... Wait, no tattoo on Ida, really? Holy shit!
I was about to say that actually, but
I haven't even noticed that.
Wow.
I haven't looked at this properly.
Oh, Nidhogg on the left.
Nidhogg on the left. Fuck. Fucking Nidhogg.
Nidhogg is everywhere.
The eyes of Nidhogg are the eyes of this guy.
Yeah, Orange is convinced that Papalimo is up to something bad. Sorry, Orange is there. I don't know why you think that, because I don't feel like Papalimo has ever been...
Because he wanted to hold the Tupsimari right after he... that was one of the first things he asked for.
Mm-hmm.
That is a weird thing to...
You sure it's not just because you hate Lalafels?
Oh, no, don't mind me. I don't hate Lalafels. I love them.
Yeah.
I've been a Lalafel.
Yeah, you have.
I love them.
What sort of agenda do you think he would have?
I don't know,
why would he do that? Why would he... What does
we've been a lot of time without Papalimo and Ida.
Yeah. A lot could have happened. Yeah, that's true.
We've been without a lot of the main
Urianger.
story characters, so...
Remember Urianger.
From when we're born, I mean.
Nobody will think that Urianger will be not the bad guy for the Science, but he was having some contact with the Asians and the Warriors of the Darkness. So I think, I don't know, we'll see. But
yeah.
I want to place my bet that Papalimo is going to betray the Science.
As much as I dislike Ida and Papalimo, I don't think Papalimo is evil. I think maybe...
But
I think he's up to something. But, I mean, we did the same thing with Urianger. We thought he was up to evil shit, and I guess...
But he kind of was.
He kind of was, but then he turned good at the end. It's confusing.
If you just start to think about this, why wouldn't Papalimo think that Tupsimari was safe with the Warrior of Light?
Right, exactly. Does he not trust us anymore? Like, what? There is something wrong here.
The thing is, a lot changed with the other characters when they entered the ethereal stream.
Mm-hmm.
But have we noticed anything changing with Papalimo or Ida?
No,
Well,
that's true.
Ida seems a bit more dumb.
I think she seems more
If that's possible.
secretive.
She's,
I think-
she's never been clever or
She
intelligent.
hasn't. But yeah,
I don't think she
She's
seems more
always-
dumb. She just seems more afraid that her secret will be revealed.
yeah. What if?
No,
What
that's
if?
a secret.
What if her dumbness is just acting? Because
Yeah.
the theory that most people are going with here is that Ida is an Alamegan princess, so she would want to hide the fact that she is a princess by acting dumb and wearing a mask. Classic hiding technique there. Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm curious to see though, because he has been acting weird. I'm not saying that he hasn't, because he has been acting all kinds of weird since he came back. And also, they are the only ones that have no physical scarring after after
And
being
that's
in the
what's so strange. I mean, what causes you to have more physical scarring after being in the ethereal stream? Is the longitude of it? Or...
how long have you been in there?
So it means that they got out of it quicker? Or...
I don't know.
and why?
It's all, everything around those are a bit just blurry. I don't know. I don't quite know what happened there. But yeah, she's clearly of Alamegan. She is probably an Alamegan princess. Let's be honest. That's probably. I'm starting to think that theory is correct now. But yeah, we'll know for sure in 3.55, I guess. Tell me about Ida. Why does she wear the mask? She wears the mask to hide that she's a princess. Pretty sure.
No.
Or she's
just
seriously
horribly
ugly.
horribly disfigured. Or maybe she has the face of a Lalafell.
Well, we were able to see her right eye.
How awful would that be? Like a human size with just a Lalafell face?
a reasonably sized
so many
human with
people and so many
lovable
things.
face.
But I don't hate Ida, but she's annoying. That's all.
Yeah, she's annoying.
Her
Papalymo is more
voice
annoying.
actress was really annoying.
Actually,
really annoying.
Yeah, I like Papalymo over Ida any day, because Ida is her voice actress. At
Both
least
of them.
the 2.0, especially the 2.0 voice actress, was horrible. I really hated Papalymo's voice actor too. I liked the new one
No,
better.
the old man actor.
Yeah, the
From
original
2.0.
original Papalymo voice actor was like an old man trying to sound like a tiny child, and it was horrifyingly sad to listen to.
But
he
you didn't
wasn't
think
dumb.
that Minfilia was annoying at all, or was just staring at her tits?
Thank God she's dead. Sorry, but thank God, or at least
What
she's
did you
gone.
say?
Thank God she's gone. I'm sorry, Minfilia, but
The
you
tits
just
make up for it.
yeah, it's
Oh, really?
Minfilia can go away.
Go to
Okay,
another dimension. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, moving on. The live letter also showed Servan the Demon, and it looked like someone coming out of a party cake, like a stripper cake. And they showed off a little bit of the arena, and it looked pretty cool. He would hit the ground, and parts of the arena would fall off. And there was obviously a phase 2, but he died just as it started. Obviously, he was a lot larger than he appeared, and yeah.
But he had the God mode activated.
Yeah, he had God mod on, so Yoshida says it'll be harder than Sophia, and that parts of the floor will break apart. There will be new mechanics present here as well. So, all in all, sounds like a good, decent primal. We've been very lucky with primals overall in this game, because they're all pretty good. With the exception, maybe, of... I have never liked good King Muggle. Just...
And Bismarck.
And Bismarck was a bit boring.
What was the best one?
I really like to say a quick break.
Yeah.
That I did recently Bismarck normal mode for a trial roulette, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised that I didn't notice that once you use the drown killers to attract Bismarck to the ice,
Mm-hmm.
and once you can jump into Bismarck, he doesn't move at all.
No.
It's really bad designed.
Oh,
I
he
mean,
doesn't. He's not even animated.
No. It's
It just freezes.
Freezes. That.
I'd never noticed that before.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I got surprised.
Kind of like when I realized that the. I'm sorry to everyone watching who really likes Leviathan. I haven't noticed this before, but when you're on the stage with Leviathan, and the waves are crashing in, it's the environment that's moving, not the platform. Next time you do Leviathan, I've destroyed it for you, because you can see it very clearly then. Okay, yeah, the best primal... Maybe we should save that for the last segment, by the way. But, spoiler, I think Sophia is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. Ravana, I would say, too.
Oh, yeah, Ravana is also very good.
Not because of the nuts.
Okay, so they showed a little bit of Dunskythe, the new Alliance raid that's coming with 3. Is it coming with 3.5 or 3.55? Not entirely.
Which one? Which
Dunskythe, the next part of the
yeah, I think 3.5.
Okay. They showed some more of the city. They've already showed pictures of this before. But he walked around a bit, showing us some stuff, and he showed the initial starting area, which is an airship, and having a boss there.
The boss is the same that the first Void Ark boss, I think.
Oh, is it? I can't remember.
I remember I only watched it once.
Yeah, I have only watched it once too, and I wasn't really that. I'm not that hyped for Dunskythe because I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, that's a bad thing about the live letters.
Yeah,
to get all the content before it's released.
That's the hard part about doing this podcast because we'll have to spoil ourselves. I didn't do a good enough job with Dunskythe. It was a very short preview though. They showed just that part, and then he walked around in parts of the city. That is, Dunskythe is a fortress, and he walked around inside the fortress city. Okay, now this is the the most confusing part. There's a collab coming up.
Oh no.
Garo. I've never heard of this before, and this wasn't translated either. I mean, the live letter, as far as I understood, was not translated. At least not the recording I watched. They have a collaboration with Garo for special glamour and mounts designed by Keita. This is the same guy that's working on the Ivalice thing. Who will be designing Stormblood's Return to Ivalice Alliance raid. Both genders can equip the items, and all jobs will have gear designed for them. You'll be able to obtain them through Gold Saucer or PvP. Now, this confused me a bit because it looked like a B movie. Like, it looked like a very low budget. But it did. It looked like a low budget TV show. Sorry to all the Garo fans out there, but I have never seen this show before. And at first, I sat there and I watched this, and I watched it all in Japanese. I didn't understand a word. And suddenly, these characters with like wolf masks and stuff started running on screen. I was like, "Is this in-game footage? Is this a CGI?" But no, it's live action, but with like. Whenever they use CGI, it looks really CGI. It was,
but it doesn't.
It was so weird. And it was like a weird mix of CGI and not CGI. I don't know. It's probably a good show if you really if you love it. If you love it, but if you love it. I'm just very confused. But for those of you that love Garo, it's coming up. And it's going to be tied to the Gold Saucer and or PvP. Okay, big thing. Exploratory missions revamp. And a quite surprising announcement also. So they will completely revamp the current exploratory missions. And upon the implementation of patch 3.5, the current exploratory missions content will be closed. So they're actually shutting down the diadem without a replacement until the next patch.
We do a special video for the diadem.
Oh shit, that's
the
a good
day before
idea.
it's closed.
I should get a lot of footage from there
That's a
before
good
it
idea,
closes
yeah.
down. Yeah.
Because we will never be able to play that again.
That's true. That's true. Shit, I have to go right in there after this. Okay. The revamped exploratory missions content will be released in the Forage of Fate 3.5 Part 2. So that's 3.55. So we'll have to wait until then. The material and other items that can be obtained in the current exploratory mission contents will be available. Yeah, it'll be available through other means. So I don't know what that exactly means, but maybe you can buy it off some NPCs.
Are there still going to be dinosaurs?
Actually, they showed some footage from there, and it looked pretty interesting. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, the diadem also looked really interesting, and then it was shit.
Yeah, well, we'll get to this.
3 months later.
Spoils or equipment can be obtained by having an NPC unlock a lockbox. So we're getting these loot boxes now with random loot. Equipment stats will be randomly generated when receiving rewards. RNG! Item rewarded for completing explorations. RNG says is here. Items rewarded for completing explorations will be automatically placed in your inventory. And there will be instances where treasure caskets appear upon defeating monsters, as usual. So there's a chance that random loot also drops in the zone.
Before we continue, I want to say that why are they making so difficult to obtain gear from other means? Like they say, and it's like they want us only to get gear for from exchanging tombstones.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is so hard to get the proper gear, and I bet that this gear will be worse than the one we will get through the tombstone.
Well, we don't know that yet, but probably. Okay, so this is the part that's a bit interesting about the revamp here. There are multiple battle events that will occur spontaneously. Now, during the I think it was said during... I can't remember if it was someone who translated this somewhere. I have read somewhere that it was specified as random raids that would spawn. Yeah, here it says, a special raid will occur in a specific area once a certain limit has been reached. It's kind of like an S-rank spawning, I suppose. But it does say raid, so that makes it a bit more... I mean, let's be honest, it's just a fucking big fate, isn't it? Everyone will have to find a way to fight against a large boss. So that's the revamp of the diadem. I'm not going to say anything bad about it yet, because we obviously have no idea how this works in practice yet.
Can it be worse?
No, that's my point. It cannot be worse than the current
Things can
diadem.
only get better.
It can only be better because the diadem right now is a hot piling piece of shit, and Square Enix knows it. That's why they're fucking just shutting it off in the next patch.
What item level will Screwban be? We don't know yet, right?
No, I don't think so. No information about that yet.
Like 265, maybe.
Let's see. What's the current cap for Sophia? That's 235.
What did it say? It's 235.
Oh, I'm thinking about Extreme right now.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't even know what the normal one is.
230, I think.
For Sophia?
Normal, yeah.
But the Extreme is 235.
I can Google that real quick.
I can't remember normal mode.
I think it's 230.
Okay. So I would guess
220,
I would guess maybe 240 for Servant, maybe.
Okay, it's
and we all waited for days while Orange's internet is loading.
You can see
The Final Fantasy wiki.
reflected in my window.
Maybe it's his brain is loading.
Okay,
What?
it's oh, it doesn't say.
Oh, it doesn't say. Nice. Okay, we don't know. Moving on. Lastly, they mentioned some of the usual, really not really interesting news. Final Fantasy XIV Eorzea Collection 2016-2017 art book releases on Tuesday, January the 24th, 2017 in Japan for 1,950 yen. I'm a bit saddened by the fact that they only released that in Japan. I mean, it's a niche market in the West to have like a fashion catalog for an MMORPG. I totally understand.
Why don't they make it digital?
Yeah, that would be a nice solution. I just realized as I said it that it would probably only work in Japan. Okay. Also they also bring this up. Real escape game, The Binding Coil of Bahamut, will be available on May 11th to 14th, 2017 in Japan. That's one of those escape rooms, right? But it's just themed as coil, and you can escape the coils in real life in Japan. Sounds like a lot of fun, actually. But yeah, whatever.
So we're going to Japan then.
So we're going to Japan. Please look forward to it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's the FanFest. There wasn't. That's it. That's all the information we got from FanFest.
Which
Again.
means...
Yeah. What? What does it mean on it? What does it mean, Lonigan?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Thank you for throwing that out there. Okay, so that means we've covered most of the stuff that we were going to talk about in the two first parts. I buy Final Fantasy magazines and art books from the Amazon.co.jp, and there is no extra cost for shipping. That's a tip for you, everyone out there.
I'm pretty
Apart from the
scared from buying stuff in Amazon Co.jp because I wanted a magazine, but it was not from Final Fantasy XIV, but
then we can't talk about it. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, well, I don't remember it. I think it was an art book from a Japanese game, and the condition was used. Okay?
Right.
And I read the description, and it said, "Land, it doesn't have any marks or fluid." I don't have the word for it. Hold on. Yeah, or fluids.
Or fruits?
No. Fluids.
Fluids?
I write it here.
Does it really specify that it doesn't have fluids?
Yeah. So
Japan?
I'm a bit scared of...
It doesn't have any fluids on it, so don't worry.
I meant it was used. And...
Okay.
It's been used, but no one's peed on it or done anything else on it. That's great.
So apparently that was a problem in the Japanese Amazon that they had to specify now that there's no fluids on the magazines. That's good to know. Okay, we're gonna pop out again for 5 or 10-ish minutes, and then we'll be back with the third part and last part of
the best one.
And the best one of this episode, where we talk to you guys. The other half. We talk to you guys and we discuss the how the game has been doing in 2016, and our kind of final review of Heavensward in a sense. Even though we're one patch away, I don't think much will change with that patch. So I think it's pretty safe to give it the final judgment. So we'll be back in a little bit if I can find the text, the button for it. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. So stick around for part 3.